good morning, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. You guys, welcome to Melissa Valentine's Nursery. My name is Melissa, and it's Saturday morning. That means I am finished with my work week, and it's baby time, right? My birthday was last weekend, and I have had such an amazing birthday experience. I turned 41. And it was such an amazing experience. So I got gifts from so many people within the doll community and outside the doll community, like my family. Then at work, one of my nursing assistants got me Lindt chocolates. I'm trying to eat better, but it was a challenge last weekend. Lindt chocolates, and I did have some. And then she got me a cup to drink out of. It's pretty. It's inside. And then, you guys, she got me the goose. And it came with 2 glasses. So, I don't have anything to mix it in. It's vodka. I don't have anything to mix it in. So, I had to use Zero Gatorade. I was drinking on some Zero Gatorade from work. So I said, I was texting with Dallas. If you see her in the comments, say hi to Tiny. She goes by Tiny. So I was talking to her, and we were talking about the doll show coming up. And she takes amazing photos of her babies. And I really thought that she was a photographer when I first started talking to her. I really thought she was a photographer. You guys, this vodka is so smooth. It's so smooth. And I am so grateful that I got this. And then I found out vodka doesn't have any carbs. And I'm trying to avoid carbs. Okay, so let me tell you, the goose is my favorite. The goose. Okay, so I was brainstorming. I was trying to go from work, and I was like, I want to do a video, but I'm not quite sure what exactly I want to do a video on. And I'm always brainstorming because new ideas, people love fresh ideas. So, sometimes I sit and think, but I came home and I warmed up the leftover chuck roast, and I had a kale salad with garlic olives. I love that type of stuff. Garlic olives and some pickles, and something else was in it. I can't remember. Some kale. Anyway, and I put some salad dressing in it, and it was good. It was good with my chuck roast from last night. I'm probably going to make some type of soup tonight. Joseph works till 5. So I finished eating, and I talked to Joseph before he left for work. He works 9 to 5, I believe. And I said, you know what? Let's do a video on, I hope I don't know kale in my teeth. I said, let's do a video on how you find your artist. Everybody has a particular taste in reborns, right? Not everybody shares the same taste in reborns, right? Sandra at Sandra Frozen in Time Reborns, we both appreciate a finely painted reborn, right? But we prefer different artists, right? Okay. So how do you find your reborn artist, your perfect reborn artist? Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of the hobby for me, right? I went into this blindly. I was watching YouTube videos, and from my recollection, I believe back then, from watching the YouTube videos, the only site that I had felt comfortable buying from at that point was reborns.com. people were saying, oh, you can buy off of Facebook. I didn't have a Facebook back then. People were saying you could buy off Instagram. I had an Instagram that I did not use. In fact, I think it's still out there in internet world because I think I'm using a different one. I think, yeah. I even have Snapchats. You know how you like have multiple accounts of like things, you know, of social media because you lost the passcode or you couldn't get in. Anyway, that's the story. So I was like, how do people buy babies off Facebook, Instacart? I did not know I didn't know how it went. I was brand new in this hobby, just coming in. I had seen and heard of this hobby. I wanted to do it for years. I wanted to just go ahead, bite the bullet and get a baby. I had went to scam sites without realizing what I had done. And people deterred me from it. Friends I work with was like, no, you don't need that shit, right? What are you going to do with a doll, right? That's the common, what are you going to do with a doll? Why? You're an adult. And so, time went by and watched some YouTube videos. I didn't watch them regularly. I did not have favorite YouTubers I watched. They were just sporadic. If it hit on a topic that I was inquiring about, I would watch that video. How to shop for a reborn scams, box openings, like that. I did not do regular vlogging, or if it had anything to do with any type of like bullshit drama, I was like, I don't care. And to this day, I'm still like, I don't give a shit. But back then I was doing my research, so it had to apply, and I didn't understand sculpts, right? I didn't understand that there was multiple sculpts. I just seen a baby. And then I started realizing when people were opening their boxes up that they had a COA, and then there was number 500 and something out of 2,000. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. Right. Then I was wondering the question we all have in the beginning, why are they so damn expensive? Right. And mind you, this is when prices were a little lower. Right. So I was like, why are they so damn expensive? So I would get on the Reborns website and get on the Reborns, just, periodically, not regularly. It wasn't like I was looking like now today. Sometimes I get on the reborns.com just to see what's going on, see where the prices are, things like that. And it may not necessarily be because I want a baby. I may just get on there just to browse and see what's going on. Prices going up, prices going down, new artists listing, because you can tell when new artists list. So, and then the older artists, like some of these babies on Reborns, I can tell. You could tell right away who the artists are with some of them, because some of the artists have like their signature look to the babies. So I went ahead, bit the bullet, bought a baby, right? So I'm going to put this baby down, and I bought a baby, which caused an argument between me and my ex-husband at the time we were together. And he was not happy. At that time, this little bunka was like $225 plus shipping. This is going on 2, 3, maybe almost 4 years ago now, right? I'm taking her clothes off. Let's see. So I think I did pretty good with her at that time, not knowing anything. She did not have a COA. She was a seconds kit, which I had no idea what a seconds kit from Bountiful Baby was at the time. But it worked. It worked. She's cute. She's beautiful. And then that started my reborn doll journey. In that time, I had bought my second baby, which was Felicity, which was actually by Blanchard Babies. And I recently, Beth from Grandma's Magical Whispers, recently adopted that baby and finished rooting that baby. And I believe she sold it, or she's going to sell. I don't know, but I think she sold it. Anyway, long story short, that was my second baby. And my third baby was a gift from my ex-husband, which I have long since adopted at the beginning of my separation. Because the baby just, was from my ex-husband. I felt like it had bad juju and I just couldn't do it. So the baby found a mother who loved her. But anyway, so after I started buying from REBORNS.com, I felt very comfortable. I did have a scam from there too, because I did not know what oh my God, it's a 4 set of babies, Bountiful Babies sold. They were like $100 a piece, and they had all their clothes. I can't remember what they're called anymore, but somebody purchased all 4 babies from me. Because I had readopted them out for purchase. Anyway, but the Kinby babies, 4 of them. One of them, I believe it was the Caitlin or Gracie, one of them. An artist said she had reborn that baby. And I didn't know what Kinby babies were, okay? So when I bought this baby, I was thinking the baby looked real, the photos looked great. And then I got the baby and I was like, first of all, it doesn't look like the photos. And it doesn't look like it did not have the same texture, look, painting as this baby and my other 2 at that time. So when I just opened the box and I was like, something's wrong. And I did a little research and I realized she'd never reborn that baby. She basically resold it. And I think she might have added paint to the hair and she gave it a heartbeat. I was not happy because I was looking for something else. I was under the impression that I was getting a different baby or a different look. I don't know, the photos were a little, it was a misconception. I had a misconception there. It was deceiving. Okay. So, I was not happy. I went to go on the reborns.com site and leave a bad review. Her site was gone. Her nursery was gone off of reborns.com. So that kind of made me a little hesitant because I was so comfortable buying off of reborns.com that I never thought that I would get scammed there. And I did. I just thought if you bought babies willy-nilly off of social media, you would get scammed. But I actually felt like I got scammed because this woman said she had reborn this Kinby baby. Now, I wish I would have known what a Kinby was at the time. They've long since sold out, right? If you're not familiar, Bountiful Baby had the Kinby set with 4 babies. And they've long since sold out. And they don't sell them anymore. They've liquidated that set. But you could buy them and you were able to buy them individually and all of their stuff. And I had. But like I said, I have rehomed them because I had got that one first. And when I did my research after I realized I was gypped, which I paid more than what I would have paid from Bountiful Baby for that baby. So when I realized what a Kinby was, I went on the site and I was like, oh, they're actually cute. They're not realistic, but they're really cute. So I went ahead and I was like, I know I paid too much for that one. And you didn't even get because if you got the Kinby from Bountiful Baby, they gave you the onesie and a blanket and the little stuff that comes with that particular baby. When I had paid extra for that one, I didn't get none of the accessories that came with that baby, that came with that Kinby set because I did not understand anyway. But when I found out what it was, I went and got the set because I was like, they're cute. I believe it was Bountiful Baby, right? But yeah, Bountiful Baby sold those. But I did wind up selling them later down the road. I started to buy, I was talking to Sandra at Sandra Frozen in Time Reborns, and she was kind of educating me. And in the very close to that time era, my ex had left, and Sandra was telling me there was a cuddle baby on Macari. And she said, Melissa, that's a great price. I know that artist. Lang's Reborn Nursery, but it was sold secondhand, right? So somebody had already purchased that baby, and so I had my fair share of, I went from the first baby, which was Natalie Fake Bridge, Precious Reborns Nursery. Then I went to Blanchard Babies, and I can't remember who my Aspen Awake was made by that my ex-husband had bought me for my birthday. And then the Kinby, which I can't remember who that nursery was. And then I went to Lang's Reborn Nursery. So that was like 5 babies in. So I was like, okay. And I went ahead and got that baby. That was LBL. That was little baby Luca. And so since then, and I had actually sold that baby to a local woman named Kendall. And I felt bad about it. And she traded me back within like a couple weeks. She was like, if you really want that baby back, have it back. And I was so grateful. But then later down the road, I just didn't feel that connection anymore. So little baby Luca went to Sandra. And then Sandra, after a while, was like, okay, I got to sell him. I got to put him up for adoption again. And then I went to Barbie, I believe. So if you ever see her in the comments, LBL, that's what we were calling him, LBL. He was a preemie cuddle baby. He was the Emily Sculpt. And after that, I just started jumping around from artist to artist. And if I did not like that baby, it did not last long. There were a few babies that I got from a few different nurseries. And because I did not feel a connection with those babies, or I did not like that style of painting, if the painting is way too yellow, if the painting looks way too shiny, if it's way too red, I can't do it. And some artists, they keep that signature look between their babies. Some babies look like they have lip liner on it. Some people may prefer that. But for me, in my collecting, that's not my cup of tea. So as I was buying and selling, trading, because I've traded Reborns, I actually discovered what artists that I just, no. When I'm on reborns.com, I could tell, for the most part, if I'm familiar with that artist, if they made that baby without even looking at the name. But there are some artists that I will not go look at their babies because I know that their style of painting is not my cup of tea. And you will get that way if you have not been in this hobby long. And as you go through babies, it may not take you that long like it did me. I'm at a point after over 3 years of collecting these Reborns, I'm at a point where I know what I want. I have refined my collection. And I am getting to a point where, okay, that's not going in my nursery. That's not going in my nursery. I know who the keepers are. I know what I want in the future. So as I went through this like ups and downs of buying babies and selling, and I felt so bad because when I first got this little bunka, when I first got her, you guys, I was like, I treated her like a real baby. I had her on the couch. I was cuddling her. My ex-husband was like leaving her around the house. He was moving her around. My ex-best friend from my past was cuddling her. My mom would come over. Where's the baby? My grandma Coco. Well, I call her Grandma Kathy, but Joey calls her Grandma Coco. Grandma Coco would come over and want to hold the baby. They would go to the thrift store and buy Adelaide. She is actually Alyssa Sculpt, but I call her Adelaide. That's my little Addie. She got a little scratch. I don't know if you could see it, but she is beautifully done. And so I think it's a discontinued kit. I don't think they have her anymore on Bountiful Baby, but I'm not 100% sure. This baby, when I went back on Reborns the many times I have, I've realized that not many people can paint her well. This is the best one that I have found. And back over 3 years ago, $225 for a rooted eyelashes, rooted hair. beautifully painted was unheard of. Only thing about this sculpt I don't like is her arms are a little beefy, but it doesn't bother me because she reminds me, and I really wish I would have named her Matilda, because she kind of has that look of the movie Matilda, you know, every time I look at her. But I'm going to keep her Adelaide because this was my first little bunka. So as time went by, right, and I had given, Sandra really loves Ling's Reborn Nursery. Her name is Anna. She sells on Instagram. She uses PayPal. And I trust her. I trust her as an artist. She's very good. Now, you have preferences in the hobby. As you figure out what your taste is, you develop your own preferences, what you like, what you don't like. Anna has very good painting skills. She does phenomenal painted hair. But I am going away from the painted hair babies. I realized that I feel the babies look better with actual hair on them. So I started buying babies with hair. I had a baby. I had I called her Rose. I can't remember what sculpt she was, and I can't remember her nursery, but she had combi hair. But, oh, she was Aspen asleep. I believe she was Aspen asleep. And she had the combi hair and she was cute. And then I had went ahead and got her brother Leaf from a different artist. Now, the problem with that was I got Leaf secondhand, and I think I got him off of Macari. But when I put him next to his sister Aspen, isn't it Leaf and Aspen? I know I had Leaf's sister. I think that was Aspen, right? Yeah, they were twins, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I had those babies together, and Leaf was not looking good. Leaf's painting was too dull, too bland next to the sister. And I had them as twins. And they did not last long because I didn't like it, because he looked dead. He looked dead. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, because it looks like next to his twin. And if you know the story of the real story of Leaf, go to the Bountiful Baby website. I'm sure it's there. I just didn't want that in my nursery. I felt like it was bad juju, especially how it was painted. And I was like, I got to get it out of here. So we'll go through those phases. And, you know, I started adopting more rooted babies. But then you realize not everybody can root. Not everybody has a knack for it. And if you really like rooted babies, you want to go with somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. Because let's face it, in the hobby, not only did I start out with a certain budget of a couple $100s, but it literally went up in time. And after a while, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I spent that much on these friggin' babies. Like, I kind of had like buyer's remorse. But then after a while, it went away from me. It wasn't like I bitched to the artist or nothing. It was just buyer's remorse, and it got better with time. And I was like, they are cute, but I can't spend that much anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, now I will tell you, let me put her down for a minute. I bought this baby after Dolls of the World doll show. And I think her painting is out of this world. Willow Baby Nursery, if I'm not mistaken. This is the Laura. And she is my Lenore. I like old Victorian names too, you guys. That's how I kind of pick them. But she has amazing detail. Amazing, out of this world, woo, detail. Okay? Her hair is rooted beautifully. Beautifully. Now, right now, this is the most expensive baby that I have in this nursery. And when I told Sandra how much I paid for this little bunka, she about shit a brick. And I think she also told her husband. And she's like, I can't believe This is a high-end doll. The only problem I have, the hair's nice, rooted very well. However, and the artist does wonderful babies. Kimberly Clark, like I have went back and looked at her babies because I really think she has a lot of talent. I just wish that she would have that she would have rooted this little bunka with a softer hair. I feel like for what I paid for the paint job, right? But the hair is just rough. I really wish the hair was soft. Now, if I went to the website and I seen a baby I liked that she had painted, because I do think she's a good artist. I really do. Her babies have so much detail. She does charge an arm and a leg, right? I don't know if she does payment plans because I think I charged this one. And I'm not doing that anymore either. I'm not charging any more babies. Any baby I get is going to be on a payment plan with the artist or cash up front in full. So I know I like this artist. The hair is, I wish it was better quality. And I actually had this discussion last night with Natalie when I was exchanging conversation with her. We were messaging each other and I told her, I was like, your mohair is phenomenal. But like, and it's a shame you have, for this baby, the art is, I mean, the ear, it doesn't even have a hole in it, but it's painted like there's a hole. And I wish I can show you, my nails look hideous. I'm not Sandra, you guys, I'm not Sandra, but you can't see, but she has detail in her ear. She has veins, like, what do you call it? The capillaries. She has, like, she looks like she has a hole in her ear, but it's not, it's the paint. And the detailing is just, the paint job is, oh my God. But why would you put shit hair on a baby, right? And you can root. So my advice, now this is constructive criticism. I think this baby is gorgeous. I love her, no regrets. And I think her artist is very talented. I just think if you're a high-end artist painting high-end babies, that your quality of product of your hair should be up to par as well. I mean, it just makes sense to me, right? Now, so I moved into the hair, right? And, I also, in the meantime, had a custom made from Natalie. I told her I wanted a baby, that if I had a baby, I know I'm crazy, so I know I'm crazy. I told her if I had a baby with myself, oh, let me get this baby. She's heavy as hell. I told Natalie if I had, oh, shit, her hair's a freaking mess. I told her, let me go get something. I got to work on her hair, you guys. I told Natalie, let me friggin' say what I'm trying to say here, right? I told Natalie I want a baby that if I had a baby with myself, let me friggin' dream, right? I want a baby that can kind of resemble that's my baby, right? I want thick brown, dark hair. You know, oh my God. I haven't been doing her hair very much. But, so, and I told her I wanted thick hair. I wanted dark eyes. I wanted a baby that resembled me. So she worked on it and she did a good job. Now, was this, let's see, I'm trying to wonder if I had went back to her out of curiosity for I don't know. I think I did. I think I went back to her out of curiosity to see what she could do for me. Because I do notice her babies, I like them to be on like the pink side, not necessarily red, but like the pink. Now I do like the red newborn look, but you have to be able to pull it off. You got to have that, you know, that thing, the thing of the thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the talent. Not everybody has, what does my grandma call it? My grandma calls it having the it factor. You got to have the it. You got to have it. You got either have it or you don't. So for me, when she, I messed up her hair again. She had painted this baby and I said I wanted a baby that looked like, and at the time I believe I was like tanning and stuff, so, but, I love this baby. I love how she's weighted. I love how she has the dark newborn eyes. Natalie made her hands and feet be red because she's supposed to be like a newborn, you guys. And she's a little hefty newborn, when I was born, I was 10 pounds, right? But I just love it. And her hair is so, so soft, so soft. And so yeah, this was a Natalie baby. And I was very, very pleased with this baby. When I received this baby, I was so happy. And she had done such a great job. She had details and everything, right? Well, and the baby was a nice weight. Let me see if I can see her. And she's got the same moles I have, but you can't really tell. And she's got the whites. Sandra, she got the whites next to her eyes. Okay. Sandra does not like the dark eyes unless it has a little white. It's got to have a little white. And she prefers like the lighter brown, if you're just wondering. I got you, girl. I got you. So I was like very happy with this little bunka, right? She looks cute. To me, she looks cute. Okay. In my family, when babies are born, they're born with like a full set of hair. In my family, I was born with a full set of hair, thick, dark hair. And that's how it is in my family, right? Some people are like, oh, babies aren't born with that much hair. Bogus. Because in my family, we're born with a lot of hair, a full head. In fact, I'm having my portrait baby done. And I was just looking at Joseph's baby pictures and he was born with a full set of hair, just like this, literally. So, and you know what? I got to know Natalie over time because I spoke to her. I told her I loved her baby. I love, and I still have the first one, right? The one that I was holding earlier. So much that she told me that she had this little full body silicone. No, this is not silicone. I'm sorry. Full body vinyl, soft vinyl though. Oh my God, it's soft. I mean, look how he jiggles. He jiggles almost like he's, okay. So like he's silicone, but he's not. She had told me she had this baby available. Now I had gotten a replica Yannick because I also experimented with replicas, seeing where I fell in the doll world, right? And I got rid of that baby. A local lady, Kendall, once again, I adopted him out to her. I felt like his body was too hard. In fact, his penis was like a kickstand and he couldn't sit up straight. So I got rid of that baby. But then like when Natalie was like, Melissa, I have a cute baby that you're going to love. And look at him. I saw him and I was like, I don't know. His hair is a little sparse. I have it up like a mohawk. I always keep it that way. But his hair can it's just lightly rooted. And then I love his smile, his eyes, he reminds me of the Charlie sculpt in a way. And I loved my Charlie. But like I said, I was downsizing and had to rehome babies, right? Because I loved every baby that was sold, right? But anyway, this baby, Natalie was like, I think you're going to really love this baby. And you know what? I do. You may think he got a pumpkin head, but I think he's just a happy baby. And I love it. I love it. So as I got to know Natalie and I kept gravitating towards her, I kept, me and her had this relationship where we started talking because we were talking about, I had sent her an email a year after I bought my Alyssa, my first baby. And I said, I bought this baby from you. This is before I started talking to her. I told her I bought this baby from you like a year ago. And I just want you to know I still have her and she's safe. And I sent her plenty of pictures. And I said, she is very much loved. And then down the road, you know, I was experimenting with babies, like I had told you guys the story. And then I went for it and got this custom, me having a baby with myself. And then this little bunkie here, right? The boy. And so in that time, I was still like, I had gotten my Quimby from Ling's Reborn Nursery, but then I was like, you know, I really wish it was rooted. And that was my problem. I wanted a rooted baby. I wanted a rooted baby that was done well. That I know that the artist used quality products. And when I got my Laura, the one I showed you over here, this kind of disappointed me. But if I would have seen a baby I liked on her artist's website, Willow's Baby Nursery, by Kimberly Clark, I would have got another baby from her. But I would have asked, hey, what's going on with the hair? Is the hair soft? Is it the same hair that you put on Laura? Right? Because I want my babies to have that appeal for me. I want my babies to be quality. If I'm going to pay good money, I want quality. You know, I mean, I feel like anybody who pays any money that they, you know, put forward, and everybody's got different budgets, you know what you want. You're not going to pay for, you know, grape soda if you really wanted Sprite. You know what I'm saying? So you buy what you adopt what you have a preference for, not just for the fact of buying, right? Okay. So Christmas time, well, last August, we're not going to say Christmas time. Last August, I wanted a custom, but I was in love with the teddy sculpt. I watched Shelbia, and Shelbia had a teddy. I don't know if she still does. She had a teddy that she kind of lost the spark with, and she put it away in the closet. And then she brought it back out and changed his gender, and fell in love with it again. Now, I don't know if she still has that baby. I have not watched her since because I just not have time to watch everybody in the doll community. But I fell in love with this sculpt when I seen this sculpt on her channel. And I went right back to Natalie because Natalie, she had not disappointed. And I told her exactly what I wanted. I told her, you know, I like the rooted hair. I told her, she went, and then I told her, don't tell me the gender, because it was in August now. I told her, this is going to be my Christmas baby. Take your time. I told her, surprise me with the gender. And I gave her a list of girl names and boys names. And I said, surprise me with the name. So she did that. And this was just beautiful, beautiful baby. Now, I will tell you, I do alter my babies a little bit, and I gave her lips a little bit of a gloss. Like, you know how babies be like sucking on, like their lips are sucking on pacifiers and stuff. Yeah, and they get all googly. What do you call it? Goobles? The spit stuff, blah, 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 you know? So that's so I gave her a little bit of gloss on her mouth. But other than that, like, she is just adorable. I love her. And I was not disappointed. I was so pleased with her. Totally pleased with her. In fact, she was in a lot of my videos after Christmas. Around Christmas and right after. Yeah. So I was so pleased. And once again, I went back to Natalie about a month ago. And I told her I want a portrait baby. So my relationship with my preferred artist took time. It was a journey. It took about 3 years because I had trial and error through experiencing different artists. Now, you may get a baby from an artist and then get a baby from another artist and not find that special one. But then when you find that artist that knows your taste and knows what you're looking for, that's wonderful. And then you keep going back to them and you can have a conversation with them. You know, so about a month ago, I went to Natalie at Precious Reborn's Nursery, who made this one, and this one for my babies. My first one, which you can't see, and then these 3 here. I went back to her. So she is actually making my portrait baby. On occasion, I'll talk to her. She does other painting too, like on canvas. And I like her. She's awesome. Now, she was doing my portrait baby, and, you know, I'm sharing these photos too with my bestie, Sandra. And, you know, sometimes, I'm going to be honest, if I'm at work, and I mostly text some people when I'm at work, like Reborn Taddy or my artist or Sandra. Sometimes I'm like in the middle of things at work, but I'm a supervisor, so I can get on my phone and they think it's something work related or something. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get on my phone or whatever. And sometimes I don't capture the essence of the whole conversation. And, you know, I can miss things easily. Because I'm working, but I'm being nice. I'm answering your text message, okay? Or your message, wherever you're from, Facebook, whatever. So the baby's a work in progress, my portrait baby. And, you know, sometimes what you envision, your artist may envision something else. How you see somebody may be different how somebody else sees that somebody, appearance-wise, right? I may think somebody is gorgeous, and you may say, Melissa, she's butt fuck ugly, you know? So, you know, it's very subjective. I'm sorry. It's very subjective how you see. Objective is when you don't have any biases and everybody's equal, but like very subjective. It's individual how we see the world. So, you know, with my portrait baby, I'd exchanged photos with the artist, and she shot me some photos. And at first I was like, okay, cute, you know, fine, you know, but then as I started looking at it, I didn't feel that way. And I showed Sandra, and Sandra's like, no, that's not Joey. So I talked to my artist, and Natalie was a trooper. She was a trooper. Let me tell you something. To have an artist who does not feel the wrath of criticism and who takes lemons and makes lemonade out of it, Sandra was like, maybe it's too late and she can't fix it. She apologized, Natalie, but she didn't have to apologize because I know she had the skill to fix it. And she said, let me see what she can do. She said, let me see what I can do. By the end of the day, she sent me photos, and it was perfect. So to have an artist who listens to you, understands you, sees where you're coming from, and follows through in your desires and wants in a custom is amazing. And then some of these artists take on too many orders, and your baby's not but 6 months out, and that's ridiculous. Now, Natalie's pretty quick at making babies, but there's no reason, unless the artist has another full-time job, that baby should take you 6 months and that you should be 6 months down the road. I feel, this is a personal opinion, because I feel like if you're taking too many orders, hell, you can fucking drop dead in 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Artists should feel like have so many and then cut it off. And some do. Some do. I mean, some do. I don't want people to be offended, but as a collector who once painted, which I will never paint again, but I once upon a time ago did. I wasn't the greatest. I had potential, but I stopped. I didn't have time. And I just didn't like rooting. I wasn't feeling it anymore. So to have an artist with passion who paints in the way that you love, who is able to, you know, constructively take your opinions, criticisms of their art and make it to what you want in a custom order is wonderful. Wonderful. You know, these babies are not cheap. Why get grape soda if you ordered Sprite, right? Or, you know, if you ordered a soda, you'd be pissed if they give you water, right? In fact, you know, if you ordered a ribeye and they came by with a bowl of pasta, butter noodles, you're going to be like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm not tipping your ass, you know? So you have to look at it that way. And like I said, you may not go into this hobby right away and find gold. I feel like I found gold without realizing it. And I had went back because I had such a good experience. But not everybody's like that. If you get into the hobby and you're going to do, if you do replicas, fine, great. That's you. And I'm cool with that. I've had them. But if you're going to do like an artist rendered baby, from like a kit from like McPherson's, Bountiful Baby, True Ones, whatever, Irresistibles, what have you. I feel like you should get what you pay for and know what that artist has to offer you. Go to their nursery. Look at examples of their babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, my son is biracial and his skin is brown. And so it may be challenging for some artists. And I know that Natalie tried her best and she did great. She did great. But at first there was like a little hiccup and I said, hey, you know, and she was cool with it and she worked with it and boom, night and day, right? All right, Sandra? Night and day. It was wonderful. She did great. And another artist who I think is wonderful with darker complexions, you know, biracial, African-American, whatever, is Gladys Aguilar. She's really good at Gladys Reborn Nursery. I will say she is good with that. So if you're looking for that, she does great with modeling, great with that. But I am very pleased with what's coming to me when the time comes. So don't rush into looking for your favorite artist. It will come with time. Mine took 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. And it's just trial and error. Really study the nursery your baby comes from. Really look and see what the reviews are on reborns.com if you're shopping reborns.com. If you're buying from Instagram and you feel comfortable buying from Instagram or Facebook, check out their page. Check out what people are saying about them. Go to the photos and see if these babies, because I'm telling you, so many artists have their look to their babies. There's a look. Some artists have the cartoon look. And I feel like that's when like the makeup, the paint is very saturated and they emphasize like the lip color and they emphasize the rosy cheeks and they, you know, if they're painting hair, the hair is like crazy, you know, like now you may like alternative babies. I have 3 beautiful alternative babies. And if that's your niche, hey, you know, what are you looking for? What type of baby are you looking for? You know, some alternative artists do all sorts of ends of the spectrum with alternative babies. And other ones stick to a certain tight, you know, constraint of what they paint, you know. So when you go and you look for babies, keep in mind if there's a look you like. Now, I do like variety. That's why I have my Laura here from Willow Baby's Nursery. That's Kimberly Clark. And I'm going to the doll show. Who knows what I might bring home. I'm also keeping my nursery open for variety. Because I do like variety. That's why I have my alternative babies. So, you know, keep that in mind. So I hope this helped you in your search for finding an artist that you can trust and like, and hopefully form a relationship with that artist. If you're looking for a artist who is decent and has babies that are reasonably priced, I know that Dreamy Babies, I think the artist is Itzel A. Sandra, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong in the comments. She has, is it Dreamy Babies? I believe it is. Her babies are around $200. Now mind you, they're not high-end babies, but I feel like, if I was on a very, very strict budget when it came to my Reborn collecting, I think she would be a perfect candidate. And, maybe you like a particular company with the replicas. I know that me and Sandra, when it comes to replicas, we liked the Terabithia company. That's what we preferred because that vinyl. We like the vinyl of it. Now, I don't own any replicas right now. The only other doll that I have is my Masterpiece Galleries Gretel. And she's over there. But it takes time to establish a relationship with an artist. If you have good feelings, let's say you had a great experience after getting a baby from an artist, and then you didn't have so many good experiences getting babies, there's always going to be that one after you've tried. There's going to be that one artist that you gravitate towards. And that's what I found in my preferred artist. Now, Sandra likes Ling's Reborn Nursery. If you love painted hair, she is a very talented lady. Anna. And she's on Instagram. Get a hold of Sandra, and Sandra could, tell you more. But she is very talented, but she paints hair, and her painting hair is beautiful. I just prefer, I prefer hair on my babies. Now, if Anna started painting, rooting babies, and she did a good job, I wouldn't mind, I've had like 3 of her babies so far. 3? Have I had 2 or 3, Sandra? I can't remember. I think I've had 2. 3? I can't remember. But anyway, I hope you guys found this useful. Don't settle in your journey of Reborn collecting. Get the most bang for your buck. If an artist isn't vibing with you, if you go to their nursery and maybe there's one you might like and you like the price and it's, you like the price, but, and then you see her other babies and they're just like, go to another nursery. Go to another artist. Be sure that you like the baby. Let me tell you something. Me and Sandra, yes, I'm going to say it. We have impulse bought babies because the price was wonderful. But the baby was not our style. And I'm going to promise you, those babies did not last in our nursery. The babies I have now, I love. So I hope I have helped you in this video. I love everybody that watches. Thank you for those who comment on my video. I appreciate it so very much. It means the world. I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to go lay down and go to bed. Maybe have a little bit more goose. A little bit more of the gray goose. Starting to hiccup a little bit. But I appreciate you guys so very much. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Tell your friends, tell your family, right? Tell your friends, tell your family. And until next time,